Welcome to the homestead. In my last video I used an axe to chop down a tree and chop up the tree, and thought about the pioneers and how they had to use axes to build their houses. Now that would have been tough. But today, no axes. We're going modern today. That was a big sweet gum tree. I guess it still is a big sweet gum tree, but now it's on the ground at least. And of course it hung up. If a tree can hang, it will hang. It's always deceiving too. And it creates a dangerous situation, but the tractor came through once again. And glad to get it on the ground. I'm clearing this area. I want to have some grass grow here under these trees, create some silvopasture. And you got to have sunlight for that, and I've already got some sunlight in this area. And back through there, this was so thick you couldn't even see 10 feet probably. In most of it. A rabbit would have a hard time going through here. But it's looking good now, and the sunlight's getting to the ground, and that's going to make that grass grow. But I have cut so many big gums, sweet gums, man. And sweet gums are basically useless. I can't think of any good use for a sweet gum tree. And some of them have been so good that they could have been logs for the sawmill. But gum is not good for lumber. It is a very unstable wood. And so there's about a 10-inch Sweet gum. Had several like that, just huge. I'm filling this in, hoping that it'll keep it from washing out. Once I clear a lot of these trees, I'm afraid that if there's heavy rains, it could wash as it has in the past. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it's a very deep, washed out area right there. Makes it a great place for the kids to play in, but I just don't want it to wash out. It's low all down through here, and if there's a big heavy rain, it could begin to cut at this, and once it starts cutting, that'd be a problem. So I'm just gonna throw some of these old gum logs in here. They're not good for anything else, but I'll make them good for this, and maybe I can stack them up in here, and that'll keep this from washing, maybe make this build up back this way some.